Transcripts. Okay, here we go. All right, I got all those buttons pushed. Happy Friday. All right, so first things first, if you're working on a mat, you're just gonna walk forward and back on your mat. If you're working in just an open space, you're just gonna mark a space, walk forward and walk back. Nothing more to it than that. But as you start to walk, start to notice how your feet are feeling. Start to notice how your knees are feeling. And then notice your hips. And then if you like geeking out over your musculature, you're gonna bring your hands right to the insides of your hip bones, put a little bit of a press, and then start to feel those muscles that are helping you move forward and back. And then this gives us a good sense of where we are in space. So you kind of have that little periphery of knowing where the end of your mat is. So we're getting our brain on board, checking in with our muscles, noticing how we're feeling, and just starting to warm up just a little bit. All right, we got 15 seconds left. So if you're feeling really good, pick up the pace a little bit once you've got your spot marked out. And then if you can, for these last couple of seconds, without looking back or checking your periphery, can you find the end of your mat and then come back forward? All right, time, nice work. Now we're just gonna make some nice big circles with our knees. So you're gonna pick up your right leg or your left leg and start to make some nice big circles. Just go in one direction for about 15 seconds. You can keep the knee lifted the whole time or set your toe down in between and reset. 5 more seconds and then we're gonna switch directions. All right, go the other way, but stay with that leg if you can. Keep it lifted if your balance is there, or reset, put the toe down and then pick it back up. 5 more seconds on this leg. Nice, set that leg down and switch to the other side. Pick your other knee up, nice big circles, go in one direction. All right, and then nice big circles go in the other direction. And again, you can put the toe down, reset, or keep it lifted the whole time if your balance is feeling good this morning. Nice work, and time. Set that leg down, whoo, give everything a nice good shake. All right, now we're gonna just take some nice shirt sleeve twists. So just let your arms swing, let your spine move a little bit. So we're getting the spine on board, the central nervous system on board, moving our spine in one direction. Take one more twist each side or even yourself out. And then we're gonna take it into some side bends. So reach one hand up and then the other. So now we're moving our spine in that side to side motion. Nice. Five seconds left. And time, nice work. Okay, grab one hand weight. Heavy is good because it's mostly coming out of the legs, but if your shoulders are cranky and an overhead press requires a lighter weight, go with a lighter weight. We're gonna take it into a curtsy lunge, or think of it as a cross behind lunge, touch the floor, come up and overhead press. We're gonna stay on one side for 1 minute. So we're touching down and up, we press. Touch down and up. Now, if you're not feeling that deep curtsy, maybe a lighter curtsy, you're gonna stay on the level that feels good, especially if your knee feels like that deep curtsy is too much. So you might stay a little lower and lighter. And then you might also think about taking that overhead press slightly out in front of you, especially if your shoulder is a little mischievous this morning. You're already halfway there on this side. Ten seconds left. Good morning, Ting. Glad to see you. And time. Nice work. Switch hands. So other hand's going to hold the weight, And we're right into that curtsy to the other side. So step behind, touch down, step up and press, or keep it a little bit lighter. Be mindful of your knees. So you might just be here with a lighter press slightly out in front of the face. So you're gonna listen into your shoulders, make sure your knees and hips feel okay. You're already halfway there. Nice work, you guys. And time, awesome job. 2 weights now. If you use lighter weights, maybe switch to the lighter weights. It's gonna be a calf raise, and we're gonna alternate our shoulder rotation. So we're gonna keep those elbows hugged in at the ribs, palms facing up with a nice 90-degree bend. Lift your heels, lower down, one elbow rotates out. Lift your heels, lower down, and the other elbow rotates out. So a calf raise, lower, rotation, calf raise, lower, and a rotation. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're gonna take it at your pace. Try to think about finding a nice equal distance between your heels as you lift up and lower with control. Think about keeping your ankles in line. So if they're buckling out or buckling in, slow that movement down, focus on lifting and lowering with control, and then add that little turn right out at the shoulder. Nice. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Awesome job. Switch back to your heavy weights. We're taking it into our deadlifts. So we're using the hamstrings and the glutes, really strong muscles. So you can handle a lot of weight here. Step your feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to keep a little micro bend in our knees. We're going to hinge from the waist. Lean forward, nice long spine. Lift up, thrust the hips forward slightly so you feel a little squeeze in the glutes and the backs of the legs. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going to go at your pace. Maintain that little micro bend in your knees so you're not yanking against the hamstrings. You don't need to touch the floor. We want to just maintain a hinge at the hips, a long spine, and then squeeze those glutes. Use your hamstrings to come up. Nice. "20 seconds left. You got this." And time. Awesome job. Move your weights off of your mat or shut them a little bit out of the way. Now we're going to take the distance of the mat again, or that space that you've got cleared in your floor, and you're going to hop, hop, hop your way to the front of the mat, and then hustle your way back. You're going to hop, hop, hop your way forward, and then take a little hustle back. If hopping is not in your wheelhouse this morning, you're going to step, 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 hustle back. But it's a nice vigorous movement. Want to shake up the bones, get the heart rate up. So if you're doing that step, step, make sure there's a little bounce in your land, and then hustle your way back. Hop, hop, hop your way forward, Soft landing, so you're landing toe, ball, heel, rolling through the bottom of the foot. Soften your knees as you come down, and then hustle your way back. You got it. Ten seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Woo, catch your breath. All right, next up, we're taking it into a nice wide squat position. We're gonna sink down into that squat. We're gonna pick the butt up and then lower the butt down. That's all you gotta do. Stay in that lower position, pick the butt up. So you're shifting the weight forward a little bit and then set your butt back down. Nice, we got 1 minute on the clock. You're working at your pace. If that low position doesn't feel great, stay a little higher, push your butt back, bend the knees. Keep a nice equidistance between those inner thighs. Keep thinking about pushing your knees outward as you lift your bum up and push out as you come down. Nice, you're already halfway there. Nice, you guys, you look awesome. And time, awesome job. Grab one heavy weight. One heavy weight, I should say, I should read my own notes. One heavy weight, one lightweight, if you've got a variation. All right, so here's the fun part. Now, we're gonna stand on one leg. The leg you're standing on, that hand is gonna hold the heavier weight. That hand's gonna do a bicep curl. The other arm is gonna alternate shoulder raise and a lateral shoulder raise. So we're gonna stand on one leg, make our brain work really hard. Bicep curl on your heavy hand on your standing leg, shoulder raises, alternating front and side. Nice. Keep your belly firm. If you need to put your toe down to maintain your balance, put your toe down. With your heel lifted, you're still working the balance, you're still working your center. All the work is still the same, but it just takes your focus off of all of that balance, and you can still work on the curl and the shoulder raise. Nice. You got 12 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nice work. Set your foot down. Shake out your standing leg. But we got to switch sides. So if you have two alternate weights or one heavy, one light, switch your hands. Now the heavy weight's in your standing leg. The other arm is doing your shoulder raise. So we bicep curl and lift out to the side. Nice. You got it. 1 minute on the clock. Take it at your pace and then find your focus. So if the bicep curl is where you need the most work, focus there. If your shoulders where you need the most work, focus there. If your balance is where you need the most work, focus there. And then if your mind is where you need the most work, focus on this alternating pattern. Nice work, you guys. You've got 5 seconds left. You got this. Nice work. Oh man, you guys look awesome. And that's time. Beautiful. Set your foot down. Woo. Shake those legs out. Okay. Now we're taking it to our froggy hop. So if you want to use a chair or a support system for it, I'm just going to show you. You'd want to face the low side of your chair. You'd place your hands on the low side of the chair, hop your legs over, stand up, do it to the other side, hop your legs over, and stand up. If you want to get down on the ground to do that maneuver, you're going to go a little lower, hands down, hop over, stand up, touch down, hop over, stand up. So you're going to pick the variation you like best. If none of those are for you, then you're just going to think hands down, step over, rise up, think hands down, big step over, and rise up. So you're taking it on the level that you like. We hop over, stand up, hop over, and stand up. A little precursor to a cartwheel, if you will. I won't make you cartwheel today, though. We'll save that for Monday. Just kidding, I don't have enough room here. You got 20 seconds left. Now, if you've got that hop and it's really good, think about floating your butt in the air for a second, get a little hang time, and then come up. You got 3 seconds left. You got this. Nice work. That's time. Woo! Catch your breath. All right. Now, next up, we're coming down onto the ground in our knee down side plank. If you don't feel like coming all the way down, you're going to still use your chair, grab a nice heavy weight, and you're going to work from the side of your chair. You're going to keep one hand down. You're going to reach through, lift up, lift your leg, lower your leg, reach through, lift up, lift your leg, lower your leg. If you're getting down on the ground, you're taking it into a knee down side plank. Extend your leg long, reach through, pull that weight up, lift your leg, lower it down. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're taking the variation you like best, making sure that you stay safe in your wrists. If you're down in that side plank position and you need to, make a fist so that you can keep your wrist just a little bit more supported. Yes, Karen, that looks awesome. Nice work. Nice, Judy. Yes. Mara, that looks great. Liz, man, you guys are amazing. I love you. You look beautiful. You got 20 seconds left. And time. Great job. Set your weight just a little off to the side. We're going to hold a plank for 30 seconds. So elbows and forearms down, high plank, whatever you like. Find your variation of plank that fits your body best. And we're just holding it for 30 seconds. Nice and sturdy. Broaden your shoulders. Think about pulling the belly up towards the spine. Breathing nice and steady. Always an option to bring your knees down if you like. And time. Nice work. Set your knees down. Woo! We got to take those knee down side planks to the other side. So flip yourself around any way that you like. Move your chair around if you're working from your chair. And then find that side plank position. We reach through, pull the weight up, hold that weight up, lift your leg, lower it down. Reach through, pull it up, lift your leg, lower it down. We got 1 minute on the clock. Take it at your pace. If you're working with a heavier weight, you might opt to go a little slower. And then think about focusing on a nice stable core as you lift that leg up and lower it down. So you're not wobbling out of the shoulder. Your torso stays stable. Nice. And those ribs are just lifting up towards the ceiling. So we're keeping that nice firm side plank position. You got it. You're already halfway there. And time. Nice work. 30 more seconds of plank. So pick the plank version you like best. Elbows and forearms down, knees down, totally up to you. But we got 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Find a steady breath. Broaden your shoulders, push the floor away from you. Beautiful, Liz, Karen, that looks so good. You guys are amazing. Five more seconds, you got this. And time, nice work, come down onto your belly. Woo, shake out those shoulders. Move your stuff away out of your reach so you have just a little bit of room for your arms. We're back to that Y position. So belly down, arms are in an upper Y position. We're gonna flip, so thumbs are gonna come up. Now Monday when we did this, we lifted the whole back side of the body. Today what we're gonna do is try to keep the head on the floor and just lift the thumbs up. So the rest of the back is staying fairly stationary and we're working out of the shoulders. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Think about anchoring into your legs, forehead stays down. We lift the thumbs up and lower it down. So you might not get as much room or movement, but really feel that work in your shoulders, lifting up and lowering down. Try to maintain a nice controlled movement. Nice, Liz, that looks great. You're already halfway there. You've got 5 seconds left. You got this. And time. Beautiful work. All right, we're flipping over onto our back side. So flip on over. Ooh, did you feel that in your shoulders? I did. All right, so onto our back side. We're gonna pull the right knee up and we're gonna hold on to the back of the right thigh. You're gonna think about pushing your thigh into your hand. And then from here, extend your left leg long, left hand behind the head. We're gonna curl up the head, neck, and chest. Put a press firm of the back of your thigh into your right hand, and then maintain that press as you lift and lower your left leg. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're working at your pace. Nice. And then if that's super rough on the back of your left leg to keep a long straight leg, bend your knee a little bit so that you're not yanking against the hamstring or working too hard just to maintain a straight leg when you really want to find this work in your core and your abdominal muscles. You got 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Great job. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. But you know we got to do all that to the other side. So hold on to the back of that left thigh. Send your right leg long, right hand behind the head. We curl up the head, neck, and chest. We press the back of the thigh into the arm. and we lift and lower that right leg. Nice. We got 1 minute on the clock, fast or slow as you like, but maintain that press of the thigh into your hand to stabilize your core. You got 3 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nice job. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Woo, catch your breath. But now we're going to take it into hip bridges with chest flies. So grab a light set of weights. Heavy if you know your chest and your pecs are strong, but we're taking it back down to the ground. We're going to keep a little bend in the elbows to start. Lift the hips up, lower down, and as you lower down, reach your arms up, open into a fly, bring it back in, lower the elbows down. Lift the hips up. As you lower the hips down, press your arms up, open out wide, bring it back in. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going to work at your pace. If you're working with heavier weights, you might opt to go just a little bit slower, so you make sure that you're maintaining some good control in your movement. If you're working with lighter weights, you might want to go a little bit faster once you've got that movement pattern down so that you can get some extra reps in. Think about keeping a nice equal distance between your knees in that hip bridge. As you lift up and as you lower down, maintain that same space between your knees. Lower with control, arms reach up, out wide, and back in. You got it. And time. Nice work. Set those weights down off to the side, and then come up into a little seated position. Think about sort of making a V shape. So think about a V from your hips to the crown of your head and to your knees, and then lean into that V just a little bit. Thumbs to the chest. We're going to start to reach alternating sides. One hand's going to reach back and then the other. And we're going to try to maintain that nice leaning back position so we keep our core engaged the whole time. Only lean back as far as you can maintain and make sure that twist and reach feels like a safe and comfortable motion. So if you've got any stuff going on in the lumbar spine or the thoracic spine, maybe you just pay attention, make sure that it feels like you're only twisting in a way that feels safe. Let your head follow. So as you reach back, look at your hand. Nice. You've got 6 seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo! Nice job. Grab your knees and take a couple little cat and cows here. Round your back and then arch your back and squeeze your shoulders together and just find that nice little soothing movement, rocking forward and back, and just bringing a little soothing back into your spine. Nice. Take one more little cat and cow here. And then we're going to send the legs out with a nice soft bend in the knees. Take a big breath, reach up and over, reach towards your toes. Doesn't matter if you touch your toes. You might touch the floor, the shin, your thighs, totally up to you. Take a second to settle in, soften the backs of your legs. Nice big breath. Awesome. Walk yourself up. We're going to swing the legs out to one side. So think about just shifting your hips around. So one leg out in front of you, one leg out to the side with your knees bent. And then we're just going to fold over that front leg. So walk yourself nice and long, just to the point that feels good and safe. Knees should feel good and hips should feel good. Cool. Come up nice and slow. Lean back into your sits bones and then swing those legs around whoop, to the other side. Get yourself situated first. Make sure everything feels good. And then once you feel like you're in a comfortable position, walk yourself out nice and long. Awesome. Walk yourself back up. Swing your legs out in front of you. Bend your knees. Take a couple little windshield wipers here. Massage the glutes. Move the hips. Awesome. And then when you're ready, pop your way all the way up to a standing position. Take your arms up and overhead. We're going to grab one wrist. The wrist that you grab, lift it up, and then lean away or take a side bend away from the wrist that you're holding on to. Beautiful. Lift back up, switch your grip. So lift the other wrist and then lean over. Awesome. Lift back up, float those arms down, give them a good swing in and out, and then grab your foam roller if you're sticking around. But if you've got to get on with the rest of your day, or if you're Ellie and you just hate foam roller, I love you, Ella. I think about you all the time, every Friday morning. All right, start with that little hip swing. Just get the spine back involved. Rock it a little side to side and kind of let that back heel pivot as you turn side to side. Sweet. Take one more side to side, and then we're going to start a little pendulum swing. So think about just kind of moving sideways out of the shoulder, catch a little momentum, and then float that roller up and around, and then just start to go in one direction, circling around the shoulders. Nice. And then go the other direction. Awesome. One more circle around. Woohoo. Okay, beautiful. All right, we all got long rollers here. Sweet. All right, set your roller long ways, and we're going to go long on the roller. So come on down, set your butt towards the edge of the roller, slowly and controlled. Come down onto the roller, down the length of your spine, and then just scoot your bum forward so that it's really finding the tail end of the roller and your head can rest on the roller. That's the key part. We want to be able to make sure that our head and our neck are supported. So just position yourself so that you feel comfortable and then give a pause for a moment. Just let your body kind of settle onto the roller and take a couple of nice deep breaths. Cool. Now from here, we're going to take our hands out wide, and you're just going to position your hands so that they're giving you a light bit of support. We're going to mostly work out of our legs to start. So hands are going to be in a position that allows you to feel supported. And then we're going to start by lifting the right knee up into a sort of tabletop position. Notice if your shoulders or your arms had to shift. Set that foot down, pick up your left knee. And then notice if you had to do a lot of shifting around. If you did, make sure you're just arranging yourself on your roller so that you really feel like you're centered. And then we're going to lift the right knee up, firm up your belly, lift the left knee up to meet. So both knees are in a tabletop position. Once you've got your way there, we're going to alternate toe taps. One foot and then the other is going to touch the ground. You're going to try to maintain a little stability on the roller. So you might feel a slight shift underneath you, but how stable can you keep that roller? So you're mostly hinging out of the hips and touching your toes down to the ground. If you feel at any point like your balance is way off, think about curling up the head and it'll help you maintain a little bit more stability. Awesome. Take one more time each side or even yourself out, but we're going to hold those legs up into a tabletop position. Leave your left hand down on the ground, firm up your abdomen, reach your right hand up to the ceiling, take a breath. Bring your right hand back down, Stabilize yourself. Lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Take a breath and bring it back down. Nice work. Set your toes down and then find a comfortable position with your legs. Let your arms reach out from your shoulders now, palms facing up, and let the backs of your hands kind of soften towards the earth. So you start to feel a little stretch and an opening in the chest. Take a nice big breath. Great. Now from here, like you're making snow angels with your arms, you're going to stretch your arms up alongside your ears and then pull them down alongside your hips. Stretch them up along your ears and pull them down along your hips. One more like that. Stretch them up along your ears, pull them down towards your hips. And now we're going to make arm circles. So we're going to reach the arms up, overhead, out to the side, down to the hips, up and overhead, out to the side, down to the hips. One more time in that direction. Cool. And then we'll go the other way. So we'll take the arms out to the side, up along the ears, up and overhead, down to the hips. And then take 2 more big circles in this direction. Awesome. And then just let your arms come back out at your sides, palms facing up. Shoulder blades might be snuggling around the roller at this point. So let them snuggle in, soften your neck, take a nice big breath. One more breath here. Just give your shoulder blades a second to really settle around the roller. Cool. Now we're going to reach our arms straight out from the chest, reach the fingertips upward towards the ceiling, show the shoulders round up, and then pull the shoulders down and try to hug your shoulder blades around the roller. Give it a little squeeze. Reach the fingertips up, let the shoulders round, pull the shoulders down and squeeze those shoulder blades in. One more just like that. Reach the fingertips up, shoulders round and lift. Pull the shoulder blades down, hug them around the roller, give a little squeeze. And then find a more neutral position, curl up the head, neck, and chest, roll yourself up, whoop, nice. And then lift your bum off of that roller, move it off to the side, and then we're gonna reposition it so that we can take it underneath our calves. Super, and then once you've got your way there, just do that nice gentle calf roll, walking it up to the backs of the knees and walking it back down to the ankles. Take one more walk up and down. And then when you find your way back down to where your calves meet your ankles, we're going to stay down there, find a nice comfortable position for your arms, and just start to swish your toes side to side. Great. And now we're going to stack the left leg on top of the right. Let a little weight rest on that leg, and then twirl your right toes in one direction. And then twirl your right toes the other way. So that leg that's on the bottom, that's the foot that's twirling. Nice. Okay, now step your left foot off. Right leg is going to step over onto the left. Twirl that left toe or foot in one direction. And then twirl that left foot the other way. Great. And then step that right leg off. We're going to lift the bum up and just roll the bottom half of the calf. So think ankle to right to the middle of the calf. So it's about 2 or 3 inches of movement, not that big. One more rock forward and back. Nice. And then set your bum down, move that roller. So now it's a little bit more centrally located. Take a little swish of the toes side to side. Awesome. And then we're going to let that come to stillness. Step your left leg over the right. Let your leg lay nice and heavy on, and then twirl that bottom foot, go in one direction. Beautiful. And then twirl that bottom foot, go the other way. Lovely. And now we're going to switch sides. So left foot's going to step down, right leg's going to step on top. Soften that bottom leg, let that top leg be nice and heavy, and then start to twirl that foot in one direction. And then twirl that foot the other way. Cool. And then step that right leg off. Both legs are on the roller. Lift your bum up and then roll that bottom half of the calf. Think about going all the way down to the ankle to the middle of the calf. Lovely. One more roll forward and back. And then set your butt down. Move that roller one last time. So we're going to position it into that top part of the calf where it's really nice and thick and meaty. Take a little swish of the toes side to side. Nice. And then stack your right foot on top of the left. Let that leg be heavy. Twirl your bottom foot, go in one direction. Twirl your bottom foot, go the other way. Awesome. And then switch sides. So left foot's going to step down, right leg on top. Let that leg be heavy. Twirl your bottom foot. And then twirl your bottom foot the other way. Nice. And then unstack your legs one last time. We're going to roll the calves. So you're going to just roll as far and as deep as feels safe and comfortable to you. You can take it all the way to the backs of the knees, down to the ankles, or any other range of motion that works well for you. Great. Take one more roll in and out. And then set your butt down. We're going to move that roller up and in. So we're going to start to reposition it so we can just roll out the backs of the hamstrings. So make fists, press into those fists, lift your bum up, and then roll from the backs of the knees all the way to where the butt meets the legs. Beautiful. Take one more roll forward and back. And then we're going to position ourselves so that we can place our bum onto the roller. So we're going to sit up onto the roller. So come up in any way that works well for you. Extend your left leg long. We're going to take the right leg across the left. We're going to do a little footwork here. So the foam roller is acting like a little seat, but you'll notice that there's some work that's going to go on there. You can bend that left knee to the position that feels best to you. First, we're just going to start by taking hold of the toes and let your hand do the work. Twirl your foot in one direction. And then twirl your foot the other way. Cool. And then making sure that your ankle feels nice and loose. I'm just going to turn this way just so you can see. You're going to take the opposite hand of that foot, come underneath, and you're going to lace your fingers between your toes, like you're making little toe separators as if you were getting a pedicure. So you're going to start by placing your fingers in between your toes and then give a second for that to chill out, because sometimes the foot needs a second to just relax into that configuration. So then once you feel like your foot has chilled out a little bit, come back to that little twirling position, turning the foot in one direction, and then turn your foot the other way. Nice. And then stop with the twirl. Take your thumb, the thumb that's loose from the interlaced fingers, take that thumb and just massage around the bottom of the foot, the instep, the ball of the foot, anywhere that that thumb can reach, while you try to keep those fingers in between the toes. Great. Take one more mush around at the bottom of the foot, and then we'll release the fingers from between the toes. Let them all go. And then like you're twisting out a dish rag, we're just going to twist the bottom of the foot. So think about turning it up towards the toes, twisting up, and then twisting as you come down towards the heel. And just take a couple times up and down, just wring out the bottom of the foot. And the foot has a really cool way of moving. It doesn't have to just be, flexion and dorsiflexion. It can twist a little bit. It can really move. So, feel free to manipulate the connective tissue of that foot, just assuming you're not hurting yourself. Take one more little twist up and down. Nice. And then brush off your hands. If you can, maintain that figure four situation. Slide that left leg in a little bit closer. And now we're going to lean over onto the right hip and roll up and down. Beautiful. Take a couple more rolls up and down here. Just make sure everything feels good and soothed out. And then we're going to roll back to center, gently help that leg come off and take a couple of little swishes side to side, just to soothe along the hips and the glutes. Great. And then when you're ready, we got to take all that footwork to the other side. So send your right leg long, bring your left foot in, grab hold of the toes, and just circle that ankle in one direction. And then circle your ankle the other way. Great. And now we're going to bring our fingers in between our toes. So opposite hand to that bottom foot. We put our fingers in between the toes, get them all situated. Give it a second to let everything chill out. Let your foot really get involved in the whole situation. Let the tissue soften. And then once you feel like you've got a little softness, start to circle your foot again. Go in one direction. And then go the other way. And as you're circling that foot, if you weren't paying so much deep attention to your foot, can you feel there's a little bit of an action that's going on up in your left glute or the leg that's bent? Can you feel a little bit of movement that happens there? All right, now take your thumb and just massage around, mush around the bottom of the foot, keeping those fingers between the toes if you can. Great, and then when you feel ready, release your fingers from your toes. And now we're gonna wring it out like a dish towel. So we're just gonna wring up towards the toes and then twist up towards the ankle. And you're just gonna move in a way that feels good to your foot. Cool, take one more little twisty turn up and down that foot and then brush off anything you may have come across at the bottom of your foot. Keep that little bit of a figure 4 configuration, or if you like, slide that bottom leg in a little bit more. And now we're gonna lean over onto the left and then roll up and down on that hip. Take one more roll up and down. Awesome. And then we're gonna release that foot and then find that nice little side to side motion, just gently rocking out those glutes one last time. Cool, one more time each side. And then as you come back to center, both hands on the roller, you're gonna lift your bum up, find a little strength in the backs of the arms. Take 3 little dips with those elbows. Nice and strong, stabilize your shoulders. Beautiful. And then set your bum down. We're going to hug that roller nice and close to the low back and then lean over onto the right and just lean in a little bit, like you're just taking a little reclining Buddha posture, right? So the elbows down, and you just feel that light press of the roller into the soft tissue of your low back. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then we'll take it over to the other side. So we're going to hug that roller nice and close against the low back, roll over onto your side, lean in, and just like you're taking a little reclining position. So you feel the roller compress against the low back, but it's not compromised. So you're not putting too much weight into it. Awesome. And then come back to center. Now we're going to reposition the roller. So now it's going to come a little bit underneath the shoulder blades. So just move it up into a place that feels right. And then crisscross your arms and rock a little bit side to side. Beautiful. Now the arm that's on top, you're going to lean over onto that side, press into your feet, lift your hips up, and give a gentle roll up and down. One more roll up and down. And then set your butt down, come back to center, switch the cross in your arm. So the other arm is going to come on top, find that little hug, and then come back to that rock side to side. Cool. And now the arm that's on top, or just the other side that you worked on last time, lean over, lift your bum, and then give a nice gentle roll up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down. And then set your butt down, come back to center, uncross your arms, hands behind the head, elbows nice and wide. And then just make sure that that roller's still a little bit underneath the shoulder blades. It's in a good position. Inhale, we lean back. Exhale, we contract the abdominal muscles and lift up. Inhale, lean back. Exhale and come up. Take a few more just like that. Just move with your breath. Nice. And then the next time you lean back, if you like a back bend, lean back, stretch through the front of the body, let the elbows be heavy, let the head be slightly heavy towards the earth, but you only want to go as far as you can control and then come back out of with control. When you're ready, on your next exhale, pull the abdominal muscles down, lift back up, and now we're going to press into the feet, lift the butt, and start to roll up towards the tops of the shoulders. You're going to roll as far as feels good, staying below the shoulder blades up to the tops of the shoulders, so we're not going to go down into the low back. And then whatever you like with your arms here. So if you feel like supporting the head feels like a really nice way to go, stay with the hands behind the head. But if you want a little bit more freedom to move your arms, let them move with the roll, anything that feels good to you there. Great, take one more roll up and down. And then we're gonna set our butt down and position the roller so that it's gonna come underneath our head. So move yourself or your roller in any way that feels right to you, but we wanna place that roller under the head like a pillow. So we wanna find that occipital ridge, that place where the skull meets the spine or the neck, and then make sure that it's under the skull. So it's under that nice big supportive bone. And then once you found your way there, take a second, let your head relax, let your neck relax. Cool, and then from here, start to turn your head gently side to side. Nice, and then bring your head back to center, reposition the roller if you need to, and then we're gonna nod the head up and down. So we tuck the chin towards the chest, and then lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Beautiful, take one more nod up and down, and then we're gonna turn the head to the right, stay there, and nod the head up and down here. So nice gentle nod up and down, and just make it a nice safe range of motion. So you're just really feeling like you're massaging out the back of the head, but there's no pinching or pulling in the back of the neck. Beautiful. One more nod up and down here. And then we're going to turn our head all the way over to the left and nod the head up and down there. Beautiful. One more nod of the head up and down. And then bring your head back to center. Pause for a second. Just let your head rest heavy. Let everything relax. Take a nice deep breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, hands are going to touch the roller. Lift your head up. Move that roller out from underneath your head. Let your head rest down on the ground. Stretch your legs nice and long. So your legs are now reaching towards the end of the mat. And now we're going to reach that roller up and overhead like a nice good morning stretch. So we're stretching from fingers to toes. Take a nice big breath. And then maintain a hold on that roller. We're going to take it with us. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, curl up the head, neck, and chest. Lift that roller up and overhead, and then roll yourself all the way on up. Maybe reach past your toes if that feels good. Beautiful. And then come up, and we're going to swing the legs around so we can come into a tabletop position. So you're going to put that roller out in front of you. And then once you found your way there, we're just going to start to roll the bottoms of the hands. So palms facing down, roll from fingertips to the wrists. Maintain a little bit of a firmness in your belly so that your low back is supported. And then start to go a little deeper and longer. So from the fingertips, maybe all the way out to the forearms. Nice. Take one more in and out. And then we're going to flip. Palms are going to face in towards each other. So we're going to find the blade edge of the hands or the pinky edge, and then start to roll again from the pinky finger to the forearms. Cool. Take one more in and out. And then we're going to flip. Palms are going to face upward towards the ceiling. And then we'll roll the backs of the hands out to the forearms. Nice. Take one more roll in and out. And now we're going to move that roller in a little bit. Can you place your elbows onto the roller and then just a light rock of your bum forward and back so you can roll through the triceps? Cool. Take one more forward and back. And then we're going to walk it out to a puppy pose. So lift your elbows up, walk that roller out nice and long, reposition your hips so that they're fairly in line with the knees, stretch long through the arms, let your chest and your forehead drop down, and take a nice deep breath here. Awesome. And then nice and slow, we're going to walk that roller back up and in. Bring your big toes together, take your knees out nice and wide. So the bottom half is coming into a sort of extended child's pose position. Bring your butt back to your heels and then walk that roller in. And then if you're wearing glasses, highly recommend just taking them off and putting them off to the side. We're going to roll the forehead a little bit. So bring that roller in so it's in a comfortable position where you can rest either the space between your eyebrows or your forehead onto the roller. And then just give a second, pause, and just feel the weight of your head on the roller and take a nice big breath. Super. And then when it feels good, start to gently rock your head side to side. Nice. Take one more rock side to side. And then if you're at the space between your eyebrows, move up to the forehead. If you're working the forehead, maybe move down to the space between your between your eyebrows, and then find that rock again side to side. Cool. Take one more turn of the head side to side. And then as you come back to center, gently lift yourself up. If you had your glasses off, put them back on. And then from here, we're going to start to find our way up with a little bit of control. So walk that roller forward, curl your toes under, anchor into that roller, press that roller down, pull your knees up away from the floor. Nice control here. And then start to lift your butt way up, walk your feet forward so you find a sort of forward fold position. And now we're going to steamroll the tops of the feet. So put a little press into that roller, roll up towards the ankles, and then walk it back down. Take a couple times up and down. One more up and down here. And then we're going to leave that roller on the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your belly button in. Round and roll up to standing. Step your right foot onto the roller. And we're just going to gently roll the bottom of that foot. Beautiful. One more roll up and down here. And then switch feet. Step that foot down, other foot on. And we gently roll the bottom of that foot. Nice. One more roll forward and back with that foot. And then set that foot down. We're just going to take one forward fold just to feel the whole back chain of the body. So take a big breath, reach everything up. And then as you exhale, reach down towards the roller. And then hang out nice and heavy here. Notice the backs of your legs. They might feel a little bit looser than they did when we started class this morning. Let your head hang heavy. Take a nice big breath. And then when you feel good and ready, start to round and roll your way all the way back up to standing. Take a couple of nice gentle shrugs of your shoulders. Woo, happy Friday, you guys.